anartha upasamam sasa bhakti yogam madhukkhati. This, the present materialistic way of life is anartha, unwanted. Still we have accepted it. This is karma. Things are not wanted. This body, material body, it was not necessary. We have got our spiritual body. Just like in India, the tropical climate, you do not require any heavy clothing, but still sometimes you find to become a gentleman, they are loaded with heavy clothing, unnecessary. It is simply a habit. Otherwise, in India, a plain cloth is sufficient. Most part of the year, in the villages, they remain naked body. There is no need of any heavy clothing. But sometimes, to keep up the modern civilization, we dress heavily with coats, pants, and neckties, jersey, and something. So, unwanted. Similarly, we have got our spiritual body. This material body is unwanted. There is no need. So, our Vedic civilization is to minimize the necessities, artificial necessities of the body. Therefore, a mendicant, a sadhu, lie down on the floor, a brahmachari, lie down on the floor. Simple, for society's sake, a loin cloth, bare necessities. Sannyasi means bare necessities. Brahmachari means bare necessities. Only the grihastha, because they have to keep up the pace with the society, they require little gorgeous dress. So, minimum necessity. Reduce. Just like Sukadeva Goswami says, for persons who are desiring to advance in spiritual life, he says that when there is by nature bedding, nice grass, just lie down. Why you are after cot and mattresses? Now, all right, the bedding is there, where is the pillow? Well, he says, you have got this pillow, and why should you try for another pillow? Then where is home? Oh, don't you find the caves? And then where is food? Oh, don't you find the trees, their fruits? And where is water? Don't you find the river? There is water. And where is the pot? Oh, you take pot like this. Then I must have a temple. No, there is no necessity of temple. The Lord is within your heart. Everything simplified. No artificial necessity. And then again, he says, all right, if you are unable to acclimatize with this paraphernalia, then why you are so much worried? Do you think that Krishna will not provide it? He is providing everyone and not to his devotee. Then why you are so much anxious? Kasmad bhajanti kavayu dhanadunmadan. He said, why should you go to a moneyed man for begging? Make your life simplified and live peacefully and chant Hare Krishna. That's Sukadeva Goswami is prescribing. But it is very difficult for the modern man to adopt. Sukadeva Goswami was never dependent on anyone. He was naked even. He didn't require clothing also. He was naked. So, we should minimize anartha. Anartha means unwanted things we have habituated to use. They are called anartha. This body, this is also unwanted. But we have got it because we want it. Anartha upasamam sakshat bhakti yugam vadasthati. So if you want to get rid out of these classes of this anartha, unwanted things, then bhakti yogam adhokhadi, take to bhakti yoga. Bhakti yoga to whom? Adhokhadi, to Krishna. Anartha upasamam sakshat bhakti yogam adhokhadi. Lokasya jnanata. But people do not know it. They do not know how to reduce the necessities of life to the minimum. That will teach us when we get to Bhakti Yoga. And Srimad Bhagavatam is there. Bhakti Yoga. Then, back then, after compiling this book, he educated his son, Sukadeva Goswami, about Srimad Bhagavatam, and he first spoke in the assembly at the time of death of Maharaj Parikshit, 7 days before his death. He first spoke the Srimad Bhagavatam, and in that meeting, Suta Goswami was present. So he also learned Srimad Bhagavatam from him. And in those days there was no necessity of noting down or writing. Simply once heard, everyone remembers. The memory was so sharp. All the Vedic literature, there was no need of printing. One or two books may be handwritten, but there was no printing press. Neither there was necessity of printing books. Nowadays people have lost their memory. Therefore, printed books are required. Otherwise, there is no necessity. Anartha upasamam sakshat bhakti yogam adhokhadi. Lokasya ajanato vidya chakri sarthata sarva. Who are these ones? Any question?
Will we get our memory back through the song? Will we ever get our memory functioning properly again?
Yeah, when the anartha, unwanted body body is covering, or the spiritual body. You have got your spiritual body. When you get your spiritual body, there is the natural memory is revived. Everything is there. It is a disease condition on our part. In disease condition, just like high fever, one does not act memory. Anadi Vaibhav Jeev Krishna Bhuiga. We have forgotten Krishna. Our memory is so lost that we have lost the memory of Krishna. Although Krishna is our, we are part and Krishna is the whole. We are so intimately connected. So we have lost the memory of Krishna. Bhuli gela, forgotten. So, Krishna consciousness means to revive that memory. It is there, somehow or other. It is conditioned. When you condition this material body, you have forgotten.
Does the spiritual body develop gradually, Srila Prabhupada? Does the spiritual body develop gradually?
Not develop, it is already there, it is covered. There is no question of development. It is there. And like it is there, how we are moving. This is an open secret. As soon as the spiritual body goes, this body has no value. It's like this coat. If the coat is out of my body, there is no value. Although the coat has hands and body, it looks like another body. Similarly, real body supports spiritual body. That is already there. Otherwise, how this body is moving? It is common sense. Just like this coat is moving because it is on my real body. So-called real body. Similarly, this real body, this is also another dress. This is also moving because there is spiritual body. Why didn't you understand? This coat out of this body cannot move. You hang it on the hanger, it will remain there for millions of years. But so long as this body, it appears it has got hand, it has got body. Similarly, because the spiritual body is there, this material body appears to be moving. What is the difficulty to understand?
Well, the spirit soul is so small, infinitesimally small.
It's very small. Just like this body is smaller than this coat.
Yes.
So what is the difficulty?
So there is a correspondence between the motion of the spiritual body and the motion of the material body?
Why don't you understand this?
I don't understand.
That this coat must be bigger than this body. But because this body is moving, this coat is moving. Similarly, the spirit soul may be smaller than this body. But still, because the spirit soul is moving, therefore this body.
Oh.
Your Divine Grace, I understand that the spirit soul is 1/10,000th the size of the tip of the hand. And in the spiritual world, is the same size?
No. When you get a spiritual body, you can enhance your body as you like. Just like Krishna can enhance the body, Varahamurti, which can lift this earth on the tusk. How big Krishna becomes. First time the Varahamurti came like a small germ from the nostril of Brahma. And the Brahma said, what is this? And it became group. So big that it covered the sky. Similarly, spiritual body means all freedom. You can increase, you can decrease, you can go anywhere, you can do whatever you like, that is spiritual body.
Is this kind of approach to announce all this body?
And that,
Is this in our approach to announce this body, this material body?
you please stand.
Is this in our approach to announce this material body to reach that spiritual?
He's saying this is an approach to renounce the material body.
Approach,
In our reach, yes. Rather in our reach.
right,
To announce this very body.
To renounce.
renounce.
Renounce the body.
Yes, so long you have material desires, you grow a material body. And as soon as you stop material desire, then your spiritual body is automatically there. Taktadiham punarjananai. In the Bhagavad Gita, after quitting this body, no more developing another material body. Taktadiham punarjanma naiti. We said what? To accept a material body. We enter into the home of a particular type of mala to create a particular type of body. So, when you become completely spiritualized, then you don't enter into the body of a material mala and develop a material body, then come out from the home and work. Is that clear? Yes.
In the Shriyas Upanishad, in one of your purports, in one argument which you repeated in person, was you make one statement which said that it's not that the spiritual world is formless, but it's that this material world is formless and it takes a shape to suit the spirit soul. So I want to ask the question, what about the 8,020,000 types of species of life? And all those shapes are temporary because the soul is always changing from one body to another.
Not changing, transforming.
Transmigrating from one body to another.
Just like we are in this room, this is another room, we can go to a small room, we can go to a beautiful room, we can go to a rotten room. So, we are changing different apartments, but I am the same man.
And it says something like the material nature is formless, but it takes a shape according to the form of the spirit soul.
Yeah.
But the spirit soul is not in the form of form.
Spirit soul is the same, but it is accepting different apartments.
Is that like clay that can be turned into clay pot or can be turned into brick or so many other types of things? The material energy can be changed into so many shapes. And
It is
then,
changing.
then it is again crushed
The
up.
matter is that hot water, fire, just like this building, you dismantle it and you can make it a different shape, but the matter is the same. Bricks and cement and wood The material is the same, but you can change the same according to desire. Similarly, this body, you change to another body, tiger's body. If you want to be tiger, nature will allow you to have a body, then you have to enter the mother. Nature's process is like that. If you want a certain type of body, so this is destroyed, now enter another atmosphere, and you get a particular type of body. Daivanitra. Daivanitra means under the supervision of superior power. You are dependent. You desire something, and Krishna gives you. Similarly, if you desire simply Krishna, he gives you a body like this. It's very simple. Krishna is so kind that he is giving you Brahman Sarvabhutani Jantra Rudhani Maya. Krishna simply what you desire. Man proposes, God disposes. You desire, and Krishna will give you. Prakita Kirmana. Daivanatra. By the order, superior order. Why there is light? Who has put the light there? Huh? In the Bharata. Whatever you desire, Krishna is simple. Krishna is so kind. Any kind of body you want. Body means as you desire. So, it's like to work something, we require particular type of instrument. Suppose we want to make a chair, then we require so many instruments. So, this is home, enjoyment. It's like you are artist. You want to paint some picture. So you particular type of brush you want, particular type of color you want. So you paint for your satisfaction of desire, and the instruments are available in the market. Similarly, you desire something, and the instrumental body will be prepared by nature under the order of Krishna. This is the body. Daivanatra, by superior order. Krishna knows, Krishna is within you. He knows that you want to enjoy in such a way. All right. You take a body like this, enjoy. You have no discrimination for eating, all right, you become a hog. You have no shame. If you want to stand naked, all right, you become a tree. Stand naked for 10,000 years. Enjoy life. This is going on. Therefore Krishna says, don't try to enjoy. Sarva dharman paristhati. Give us this business that I shall enjoy this, I shall enjoy that. Simply to surrender. Then you get it. Don't make your plan that I shall do this. That is dangerous. You simply accept this one plan, surrender to Krishna. That plan is successful. Or any other plan you make, and then you will be unhappy. What is the difficulty?
Divine Grace, if a man desires $1 million from Lord Krishna, besides his desire for $1 million, doesn't he have to also deserve the $1 million?
Krishna does not want $1 million. Why Krishna will desire? You are desiring $1 million. What Krishna will do with $1 million?
Well, to give it to you, to the desiring person who desires it.
Huh?
You said that Krishna will give you whatever you desire.
Yeah.
Now, let's say I desire $1 million.
Yes, he'll get it.
Even if I don't deserve it?
Huh?
Even if I'm undeserving
No,
of
if
it?
you don't desire, how will you get it? Just like if you want to be High Court judge, government can give you, but you must have the qualification. Simply, you are a sweeper in this street and you desire that I become High Court judge. The government is so foolish. You should desire at the same time, you must have the quality. Then it is at the disposal of Krishna to give you reward. What is the matter? Whatever, first desire, then desire. Why should you desire millions of dollars if you are a robe? You must honestly work. You must have the business tactics, how to earn money. And you get $1 million. Krishna is helping. But if you are in the market, you are thief, you want to cheat others, then how will you get? This is a crude example. First desire, then desire. But still, if you don't desire, Krishna helps you. The one thing is that without Krishna's sanction, you cannot have anything. At the same time, you must be qualified to occupy that post. If you are a practicing lawyer in the court, and if you apply for High Court justice, then your application will be considered. But if you have known illegal knowledge, then how you can expect to become the High Court judge? The two things must be there. First thing is you must have the necessary qualification. At the same time, it must be sanctioned by Krishna. You are not independent. You are dependent on Krishna. So-called independence is a false notion. Nobody is independent. I am God. This is false.
Should have qualified independent. I was wondering how that...
Mine is independence means that's like we are Indian nation independent. There's such independence that we cannot we can burn like government order. No, cannot do this. But we are still, we declare that we are independent nation. So your independence will depend on the independence of Krishna. It's like your independence, individual independence, depending on the independence of the state. You cannot do anything, everything in this life in the name of independence.
So it depends on the sanction of the state. If the state okays it, then you can do it. So similarly, if Krishna sanctions it and he okays it, then you're able to do it.
But you desire to do it. Krishna simply sanctions all activity.
So Krishna sanctions just about
But
anything.
when you become a devotee, and if you desire something which is not favorable to your devotional service, Krishna will not sanction. If anyone is sincerely desiring Krishna, at the same time desiring material enjoyment, then Krishna will not allow his material enjoyment. He will put him in such circumstances that he will simply desire Krishna. That is Krishna's special servant.
Do all the 84 lakh species of life exist in the spiritual world also?
No. They are everything. They are species, but they are all spiritual. There are trees, but those trees are as good as Krishna. There are cows, animals, but they are as good as Krishna. There are flowers, fruits, everything, water, but they are all spiritual, as good as Krishna. They are absolute. They want to serve Krishna like that. Right?
Are there many species existing in the spiritual sky which cannot be found amongst the 84 lives? There are.
That we have to see.
All right.
For the time being, be satisfied with the information that you have.
So when we're put into a difficult situation, is that theoretically to be understood that Krishna is testing us?
It may be to your karma.
To the karma?
Yes. But if it is due to karma, it will be minimized because you have taken to devotional side.
You know, many times myself and other devotees have received actually materially considered fairly severe injuries while in devotional service. Does that mean that we would have been mangled for many lifetimes?
What is that injury?
Eh?
What is that injury?
Well, I know one devotee was in a very bad automobile accident and lost.
But if you are not this body, where is the injury?
No, but there's pain, etc. from karma.
Yeah. That is tolerant.
It would have been much, much worse had we...
Whatever is pain, that you have to tolerate. Then Krishna says, Tanti dikha savara. That's tolerant. It should not be disturbed. Therefore Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Tinadapi sunitena, tarorapi sahitmana. We have to learn tolerance. Despite all disturbances, we have to execute Krishna consciousness. That is determination, dhirabrata. Vajanti mam dhirabrata. Dhirabrata means that I am not going to be perturbed by all these disturbances. I must execute. This is called dhirabrata. Form is determined.
Divine Grace, I still don't have it clear in my mind about the meaning of Asamorta. In the Bhagavatam it mentions Asamorta, which is another name of Krishna, meaning no absolute truth is equal or greater than the supreme absolute truth. And yet you say, in the spiritual world, everything is the same. A tree is the same, is as good as Krishna, or a plant.
That is in the spiritual world, not in the material world.
I see. So even though there's spiritual variegatedness, there's no difference in the spiritual world.
Yeah.
I see. Thank you.
All right.
Oh, glory to